If you're a developer, website builder, designer, or an agency that helps other businesses build websites, these two flows are for you. The first one helps you understand how good is your website. It's going to go through the content of your website, it's going to look at the messaging, and then it's going to come up with some pointers as how you can improve your website. And the second one is to understand about your competitor. You can go through their website, you can understand what technology are they using, and get an idea of their offering, their pricing, and any tech stack that they're using in their product. So let's go through the flows. So the first flow is for landing page optimization. It takes any input for a website URL and then it passes through a series of components. And the first one is the most important one, where we scrape through the content of the website, and we're using a particular component available in Langflow, which is available from ScrapeGraph AI. And we want to take the content, convert into Markdown, and send that over. So this component works quite well. Once we run this component, we get the output in data format. And if we were to click the output here, we can see that these are all of the components on the left side that supports data as input. So in this case, we are going to use Parser. We just want to take the content. We want to supply all of the result from this particular component down to our prompt template. If I were to use langflow.org as example here, and if we run this component, we can get the output in a certain format, and this is the result. And this is right now concatenated version. There is quite some more info, but we want to parse the main info from here, which is available under the value for result key. And that's exactly what we supply to the parser. And once we run the parser, we can see that we are now able to pull just the data from the result key. And then next is our prompt template. And this is where we are going to be creative as the messaging that we provide to the AI model. So for our prompt, we're saying that you are a professional expert in conversion rate optimization. And the goal for us is to roast landing page and provide recommendations. And the structure is going to be in this format where we are asking for some constructive feedback and then also some recommendations. And this is going to be the format for the feedback and the recommendation. So once we check and save and then provide that to any of the AI models and run the entire flow, it takes a few seconds. It depends on which model you are going to be choosing. The suggestion is to use any of the latest models, and also if you want to try one of the reasoning models, that would be even better. So for now, I'm just using 4.1 mini. It is relatively fast and it's also relatively a newer model from OpenAI. So this is nice. And now just to look at the output, we can see that it went through the website. It did quite some detailed analysis. So this is where the format comes into play. So the first thing it talks about is the headline. For now, it's clever, but it could be improved. And then kind of going through different sections, we can see that it talks about the visuals so far, the value proposition, maybe CTAs could be improved, and some additional areas where it thinks that there could be a better messaging overall. And now the next section is for the recommendations. Same thing here as well as talking about the headline and then the visuals and how one could improve the CTAs and also make it more conversion friendly. And as you noticed that it was just a few components that we are able to get the results. So this is quite powerful. It could be applied to your website. It could be applied to websites that you are building for someone else. And with just a few components, you have a powerful AI model collaborating with you and helping you get the right messaging on your website. Now, the next flow is called Prospect Intel. It is going to go through the same set of components, but the return and the response from the AI model is a bit different. So the first few steps are quite similar. We can run the first portion to get data from langflow.org, and then we are going to pass that to our prompt, which is a bit different in this case. We want some information from any of the websites website. So this could be a competitor, and we just want to see if this info is available for the website. It could be available on the first landing page, or it could be some links available on the website, and we want to get that data. And as you see, it's not very detailed, so just a few points. Now, based on your particular use case, you might be interested in some additional info from your competitor, so you could ask questions accordingly. These are some basic questions that you might find info on many websites. So I just wanted to get started with this. Now, same as before, we are gonna run the flow, and again, a simple model like 4.0 mini works fine. We could also use any of the newer models as well. Now, the response that we get is exactly what we wanted. So LinkedIn URL doesn't seem to be provided on the web page, so it was not able to parse that, but for the other details, it was able to get that info. And Langflow is an open source project, so there is no paid plan, so that is not mentioned here. And some other things, those are not mentioned. And then at the bottom, we have a few additional questions that we asked, and that is something available here. Now, both of these use cases help you understand the power of just using a few components. So we can scrape a website and then provide it to any of the AI models with a specific prompt template, and we get the data from the website that we want, and now we can help improve the website or add better messaging overall. Feel free to share what you build and let us know if this was helpful. Thank you.